Hello again, traders, and welcome back to the Hot Stocks Outlook for July 18th, 2025. I hope you all have had an excellent week out there in the financial markets. And as always, we're here to take a look at the most recent VantagePoint A.I predictive forecast. So if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and click on the link down in the description below. You can get yourself signed up for a live demonstration and learn all the specifics about how these predictive indicators and technologies are helping traders make much better trading decisions out in the marketplace. And so we'll go ahead and review many markets that we've brought through over previous weeks, stocks that are performing very well. So a couple of weeks ago, we brought through Lantronix probably about here. And I want to highlight how these forecasts update on a daily basis as all of this predictive data comes through on end of day data. And so what we're seeing here with this stock Lantronix is, of course, those daily bars and candles. And right up against all that daily price information, you'll see that there is a black line and also a blue line value. And so what that black line is a simple moving average, or what we refer to as the actual simple moving average. And in this case, it's a 10 period. So what it does is it just looks at the previous 10 close prices, adds those all together, and then divides by that number. And we'd really put this in the category of traditional technical analysis. And really one of the weaknesses with tools like that is that all the data comes from the past. So it's really just summarizing what's already occurred in the market and really has no predictive capability. And so what VantagePoint traders do is use that as a baseline, and we can compare that to the proprietary predicted moving average. And for this number, this essentially price to get calculated and plotted on the chart every evening, well, this is where that technology of artificial neural networks come into play, and they're performing what we would call intermarket analysis. And so what that means is that there are dozens of markets and relationships that will drive and influence the future price of Lantronix here, what we'd call the target market. And so this can be things like other individual stocks. It can be ETF groups that wrap up a whole grouping of tech stocks. But this can also be things like the value of the currency, the dollar index, things like global interest rates, and it even goes into global commodities, whether they be gold, silver, oil, which obviously have very big effects and relationships with those related stocks and companies. And so it takes this global approach and uses all that information to generate predictions about where price is headed next. And it's those predictions that are incorporated into these indicators to give them a predictive edge. And so whenever we see that blue line, that predicted moving average cross above the actual moving average, well, it's suggesting that average prices are going to start moving higher. Traders can therefore look to take a long or bullish position. We see here over the last 30 trading days here in Lantronix, we're up about 41% over those 30 trading days. And what I wanted to do here is just really update from the last time we brought through this stock, which would have been about here going into the new month. And so once you identify that, hey, we've got a really strong trend in play, well, not only do you get that overall trend direction, but if you look at the bottom of the chart here, you see this green bar and it can go from green to red and back to green. Well, this is also utilizing that predictive technology, but it's tuned to solve a very different problem, and that just being short-term strength or weakness over the next 2 trading days or 48 hours. So a very short-term forecast, just looking ahead a small window of time. And in addition to that, we're even provided with intraday price levels. So this is our intraday range of the predicted high and the predicted low, and that's provided every single trading day before the next trading day occurs. And so if we look at Lantronix over this 40% move, well, just over the past couple of weeks since the last time we brought through this forecast, we see how efficiently these levels come through as far as this prediction of the daily low. So traders can utilize that to establish a position, maybe build on a position, and potentially take some profits, allows them to really deal with volatility longer and stick with the move. And so you see how this works. Really, what is this, 5 trading days in a row, scooting down to that predicted low, trading above it by the close until we get this continuation of the overall trend. And so just over the past couple of weeks here, we see how much further we've moved higher here from some of these levels. Actually, we'd really be at these levels all the way back here, at a 15% rally in just the past 11 trading days. And so we're seeing a lot of stocks, especially some of these more popular stocks like Robinhood, Oracle, Nvidia, really perform well. But that doesn't mean that all markets are doing well. And so you can really get this situation where a few markets really drive the index and it appears that things are really performing well. But there's actually a lot of stocks that are in downtrends. And so we just understand that, hey, well, these are areas to avoid in the market. Here you see Darden Restaurants, blue line below the black line, signaling that downtrend. And look how the neural index works here, right? It's just, again, looking ahead 48 hours at a time, 48 hours at 48 hours, right? And so it's letting you know that, hey, there's some strength within this uptrend, very short term, But as a trader, that would actually signify, hey, you might want to look up towards these predicted highs to actually short if you wanted to make a directional play on the market. And so we see once that neural index goes back bearish, we really see that momentum kick up to the downside. And so again, one of these restaurant stocks, you really see a lot of the restaurant stocks over the past couple of weeks here not performing all that well. And so this really helps us hone in on particular themes in the market. And you can really understand, hey, what sectors do I want to avoid here? And what sectors do I want to hone in on? Here we have shares of Nvidia, and we see these forecasts going all the way back to really April here as we started to see the market start performing better. You see this blue line remains above the black line. So overall, when we look at this forecast, we've had, see how many trading days now where Nvidia has been in an uptrend, signifying that the market's expected to move higher. A 61% rally over the past 57 trading days, and it all works the same, right? You may get these little blips where you see you get some little bit of a gap down here. The market sort of stutters sideways for a little bit, but overall the trend is very bullish. And of course, we can bring in those intraday predicted levels, right? The predicted high and predicted low. You really see how this works over the past month here, moving down towards these predicted levels, and really within a couple trading days, you see moving above that entry price. So really nice opportunities here to keep exploiting this uptrend. And just over the past couple weeks now in Nvidia, we've seen, again, a continuation of this move. We can just take this from the last 10 trading days or so, about 10% more, just over 9 trading days here. Now, I bring through a lot of stocks this week because I want to keep coming back to, well, where are we seeing that persistence in strength and trend? Here, ORCL, see the blue line above the black line. You see that volatility can pick up here, but again, over the past couple of weeks, really want that guidance from things like the VantagePoint predicted highs and lows. And you see here, predicted low, and you actually see, look, it's slanting a little bit lower, saying expect this market to come in a little bit lower, but the overall trend is bullish. So once that momentum kicks back up, you see we're getting this nice move higher in shares of ORCL. And this has been really a phenomenal move here. I actually think Larry Ellison is now the second richest man in the world, just really because of this stock move. Now we got a 52% rally over 35 trading days. So very exciting stuff there. Robinhood, I just keep bringing in week after week because it's got a lot of attention, and you see the shares just driving higher and higher. And so when we look at the past couple of weeks and really say, okay, well, if you know the trend is up and there's potentially a bullish side of the market you'd want to be on, well, let's zoom in this case, and we can look at over the past 3 weeks those predicted highs and lows. And so you see here as we get that uptrend moving down towards these predicted lows, pretty much every day adapting and adjusting to help the trader say, okay, well, expect this range to come in lower, expect us to move down to these lows. But notice how you just ping there on the close at that low, and then the next trading day you're gapping up and really starting to move. So really nice stuff here from shares of Robinhood. And really, again, just this past couple of weeks from these predicted lows here, again, getting a very nice move, 15% just over the past 9 trading days. Even what was the stock? CRISPR, we looked at last week, is up like 17% today. So you're really seeing these markets in strong uptrends really performing well. Lastly here, Western Digital, another one of these really long-term trends. It's remained in an uptrend. Here's his blue line above the black line. Again, you'll get these dips where the neural index just sort of runs sideways. The market runs sideways for a little bit. But if the overall trend is up, you'd still want to be exploiting that bullish side of the market. So we can look back here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 there, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, let's call it 20, 21, 22, 23. So 23 days where you move down towards the predicted low, many of those days hitting it almost perfectly before the market continues on in this uptrend. So you see about 23 days, you're moving to the predicted low at about 63 trading days and an 87% rally over that period of time. So again, really exciting stuff from these markets. They're in these strong uptrends. And then as a trader, depending on your time frame and approach, you can come and use those tools to really help with that analysis in capturing some of this upside. So we'll go ahead and leave it there for today. Once again, this has been our Hot Stocks Outlook for July 18th, 2025. Thank you all for watching. Best of luck out there, and bye for now.